Hey guys, what's up? Mike Buckman here. I am with Hunt Fish USA for Life. So, been contemplating on how and what to do for an introduction or a first show or a first presentation, whether it be a video, a podcast, and just want to let everybody know what exactly it is our goals are, what exactly it is that we want to do here with this Hunt Fish USA for Life. What does it stand for? What is it now? What are our aspirations for it to ultimately be at, our end goal? And, I've been putting it off, trying to make sure that what we did present was, great content, what everybody, what I thought everybody thought it should be. And that was a mistake. First thing is, not to really, I don't really worry about too much what other people's opinions are or their thought on certain subjects or what have you. I know what drives me. I know what makes me happy, and that's what I want to do. And that's what we're going to do here. The group of people that we have currently, and we hope to grow, are all like-minded. To have a love for the outdoors. We definitely have a passion for getting new people involved in the outdoors, whether it be hunting, fishing, trapping, being there and being a part of somebody's first deer kill. For those that have done it, they know what I'm talking about. For those that haven't had that experience, it's pretty awesome. To watch somebody do something that we love to do, we have a passion for, and to see somebody else develop a love for the outdoors, develop a passion, and then be able to go out and be successful in doing what that is, whether it's hunting, fishing, or trapping. It's a pretty cool experience. It's definitely something that, it sticks with you. The first time somebody's able to do something, that's only one time. That only happens once. A first time is one time. After that, it's no longer a first. So to be there for somebody's first harvest of a deer or a squirrel or a rabbit or anything, or somebody's first trap line that they ran that was successful, that's pretty awesome. And that's what we want to do. That we want to make and put out content that's going to help those that are new to the industry and give them a guideline, make people available to them in areas all across the states that are willing to be mentors and help in this process, and then also ultimately have properties available for these people to learn on, or these people to develop their skills with, because as we all know, state land is harder to hunt for sure. Those that hunt that, it's definitely more of a challenge to go that route and to hunt heavily pressured areas. And I think that a lot of people, new to the industry, they're watching shows on TV or YouTube or whatever, and it's not like that everywhere. You don't go sit over a green crop field in October, November, or December, uncut beans, and have 40 deer into a field. That's not everybody's reality. A lot of people have to grind for and put in a lot of work and time, to harvest a deer, whether it be a trophy deer in what the society has deemed to be a trophy deer, or it's a doe or a small buck or a yearling. That some people have to put in a lot of time and effort and exert a lot of energy and devotion to make that happen. And those are the people that we want to kind of help be better at what they're doing. There's a lot of things out there to show you how to target big bucks or mature deer. How to set up on a big buck. What you're looking at a topographical map. This is where he's going to bed. This is where he's probably going to travel. This is what he's doing. But there's not enough out there, in my opinion, or in our opinion, for people that are just getting started and want to just know the basics on what and how to just go be in the right place at the right time to kill a deer, any deer, just something. So that's what we want to kind of build a foundation around, is hunter recruitment, bringing people in new to the industry to help sustain this type of lifestyle for years to come. generations to come. Because where we are now, if trends continue, I mean, in as little as 20 years, we could be in a really bad spot for us that really love the outdoors and want to make it be a part of our life and our kids and our grandkids. Because, the average age of licenses being purchased right now is 42 to 65, I believe, is the biggest percentage age class that's purchasing licenses. So if that trend continues in 20 years, we could see a really huge decline in the amount of money that's there for conservation to help preserve these type of things. Because license sales is a big part of the money that is there for conservation, to make sure that this type of environment is still there for our kids and generations to come beyond that. So we want to make sure that, that is not just a dream, but it's going to be a reality for sure. And then our second part of this is to maybe start a movement, for lack of a better term, that helps promote more positivity, less hypocrisy in the industry. There's so many people that are just so quick to down somebody else because the way they did something, or the deer that they shot, or the fish that they caught, or the ducks, the geese, whatever it is, no matter what it is, there's so many naysayers that are out there, more so on the social media platforms is what I'm talking about, because that's what we see. It makes you wonder how much is out there that you don't see or don't hear about that is, live in person, being people treated, talked down on or what have you, for doing something that wasn't maybe with the way that person would do it. And we want to steer away from that and change people's mindset to where we're more, happy for, whether this person is new to the industry or they've been doing it for 20 years. Doesn't matter. If what they chose to harvest or trap or catch or whatever the case may be, if that's what made them happy, then why can't we be ecstatic for them because they're happy doing something that they love to do? Why be negative? Why be naysayers? I don't think there's one person in this world that hasn't done something they're not proud of, but somebody else does the same thing, the exact same thing, and they want to be quick to say something about it when maybe they did the exact same thing. And when I say not proud of, I'm not referring to, harvesting a deer or catching a fish or trapping something you weren't trying to trap or whatever. I'm talking about life in general there with that statement. And I just feel like if we could make an impact enough to where people are more willing to promote and bring people up rather than put people down. It's so easy to be negative, and negativity breeds negativity so quick. It's a lot harder to be positive, and for some people it actually takes effort, to be positive, to make a positive comment to somebody or to say something nice to somebody. And I would love it to be able to be where that is more second nature for people, especially in our industry. And we're gonna try to promote that, push that, be a proponent of that, show by doing, lead by example for sure. I'm not, in years past when I was a lot younger and I had more of an ego and I actually cared what other people thought, I was the same way. And to look back at that person now, it's like, man, you were kind of a jerk. You never really let anybody have their moment. Why would you, somebody killed a deer, oh yeah, and then you tell them you killed a bigger one, or you caught a bigger fish, or you did this that was better. Why do that? Is it because of self-gratification? I don't know, maybe it was. I can't say why I did it personally. There is no real good answer. I guess I just wanted to impress people. I cared about too much what other people thought. And thankfully, kind of take a step back, reevaluate yourself, find out what drives you, what makes you happy. And I know what makes me happy. Being with my family and being able to enjoy the outdoors. I have such a love and passion for hunting, fishing, trapping. I mean, it consumes our everyday lives in my house. That's Every season revolves around whatever season it is, for whether it be hunting, fishing, trapping. It's part of our everyday life, 365 days of the year, and that's what makes me happy. And I want to be able to do something that makes an impact in this industry, so my son, who's 7 years old now, will have the option to be able to do this when he's 77, knowing that his kids' kids will have the option to do this when they're 77. And the way things are trending now, there's no guarantee that that's going to be the case. So if we're more empathetic and more encouraging to new people in the industry and current people as a whole, I think that the publicity and the enjoyment that is taken from being in the outdoors and partaking in whatever it is, whether it's trapping, fishing, hunting, that kind of thing can catch on, and more people would be more apt to do it versus having it as it is now, where, you know, everybody has a standard or a level that if you're not at this level, then you're not good. And that's not the case. That shouldn't be what the standards are. There is no standards. You know, everybody wants to go kill, well, maybe everybody, I'm not sure, I shouldn't say that, but most hunters want to kill a big mature buck. I mean, I know I do. You know, it's definitely something that drives me, is to learn more about it, you know, to better my skills, to be able to match wits with a, you know, 5, 6, 7-year-old deer and come out on top. It's very gratifying. It's very rewarding. It's a huge sense of accomplishment. And, you know, at some point, maybe people will develop to get to that, but we all didn't start there. I mean, we all started at the bottom, where, you know, going out and putting yourself in a place where you even saw deer was an exciting hunt, much less shoot one. And then when you do finally connect and you put all the dots together and you take your first one, it's an awesome feeling. I mean, it hooked me for life, you know, for sure. I don't know anything else that I would want to do that I have, you know, such the passion for as being involved in the outdoors. And I want to share that with people. I've been fortunate in years past to have properties that I managed and took care of, and we hunted, and we had an abundance of deer, and I was able to introduce a lot of people to the sport and be a part of, you know, quite a few people's first deer that they ever taken. And that's something that, I mean, in certain cases, I think I was shaking more than the people shooting the deer, and it was their first deer shaking, you know, first deer killing, and I've killed a lot of deer, and I was shaking worse than they were. That feeling that doesn't get old. That's never going to go away from me, and that's something that I want other people to experience, other people to see and partake in, and you know, hopefully get just as hooked as I am, and, you know, make it a part of their life, to make sure that they do the things that are necessary, that this is going to be here for their kids. And our main goal is to just kind of take it back to the basics, where hunting was fun. Hunting is fun for everybody. Why does it have to be a competition? It shouldn't have to be. You know, my buck's bigger than your buck. Who cares? You know, you shot a deer, fantastic. That's what it's about. You put meat in the freezer with a doe, awesome. Like, congratulate that person. That's you know, for them, it might be their biggest accomplishment to date in their hunting career, and they post it and somebody puts something negative and they're like, wow, really? Like, you know, next time they do something, then they're hesitant to share with the world because they're scared what somebody's going to say. You know, and that shouldn't be that way. If we can change the mindset of everybody not to give a rat's about what other people think, that would be ideal. But that's definitely a tall order, because too many people definitely stress and worry about everybody else's opinions and what they think of what they're doing. And, you know, as soon as I learned that, you know, that really doesn't impact me, what they think of me, what they say of me, and what I do and how I do what I do, how does that impact me? Like, what is that going to do to negatively impact me at all? And when you sit down and you think about it, I mean, the answer is nothing. just because they made an ignorant comment, or they said something to you, right face to face, or via a phone, or a text message, or a comment on Facebook or YouTube, who cares? There's nothing that they're going to say, and their opinion of what I'm doing doesn't impact me in any way, shape, or form. Because one, I don't let it. And when you can get to that point to just really, truly not care what other people think about what you're doing, as long as what you're doing makes you happy and that's what your driving factor is, then it's a totally different, you take a totally different approach to everything. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I know that, selfishly, doing what this is going to do and become one day is going to make me happy. Like, this is what I love to do. I want to be involved in bringing new people into this industry. I want to be involved in people's first harvest, setting up the first trap line to be successful, going out and catching their first fish if it's a bluegill. Who cares? If it's what they're doing and it's making them happy, and it's going to put them into a position where maybe they have a new passion or a new love for something that is so dear to me, then you know what? I win. Like that's awesome. And I really don't care that if people think it's a bad idea, or it's not going to work, or there's definitely some naysayers when I told them what my plan was, like, oh, that, you really think people are going to conform and actually change? I don't know. But I know that in the process of doing this, if I can get some people to get interested, and I can get some people to interact and, take on this challenge of being a part of the outdoor industry and being a contributor to conservation by purchasing a license, and then going out there and using that license to fish and be successful, or hunt and be successful, or trap and be successful, then you know what? That's a win for me. Even if 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000 do it, you know what? You just got to put more things out there for more people to see, reach more people. If 1 out of 10,000 do it, then you know what? I need to reach 10 million people. So now I can say, you know what? Hey, all right, great. We have 1,000 people that are involved and interacting, and if out of those people, they introduce other people to it because they've developed a passion like I have, and it's just a seed that's planted that just never stops growing. And if that can happen, then that's a win. I mean, that's a huge success. Do I expect everybody to buy into this and believe this and think the way that I think? Definitely not. But again, it doesn't matter. If this is what's going to make me happy, and if you can figure out what's going to make you happy and go do it, then, in life as in a whole, you win. Like, that's awesome. You're going to be the person that is able to be happy when everybody else is miserable because they're doing what they have to do, not what they want to do. And I'm going to do what I feel like, or what I know is going to make me happy. And if I can, along the way make an impact and leave behind, for lack of a better term, a legacy that's going to go on and on, then that's awesome. So that's what I want to do. That's what Hunt Fish USA for Life is going to be about. That's going to be our main goals. I know that's a lot said, and pushing 20-minute mark to get to my point, and I probably rambled off about a lot of different things, but I hope that you listen to the end here, and I hope that maybe something I said hit home, and you're willing to follow us along in our journey. And maybe at some point, if we get to the point where we're having people contribute, then maybe you can be one of those people to help build this movement and start this thing and get it rolling, make it a freight train where it doesn't stop. It's not going to stop. We lay down the track and get it rolling, and it just keeps on going. That's the ultimate goal. I want to make sure that I know that my kids' or grandkids and generations to come are going to be able to enjoy and have the feeling of jubilation and just absolute happiness that I have being able to enjoy the outdoors. So that's what the goal is, and that's the direction we're gonna try to push this thing. We got some really good people here, core group of people that we're working with hand in hand, and we have the same mindset and the same goals. We love to be a part of new people into the industry, and helping make a movement that is going to be less negative and more positive. So stay tuned, and any questions, comments, anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Reach out to us via email. The link will be below. We have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and we would love to hear from anybody, everybody that has any questions about what we're trying to do. So anything you have, anything you want to ask, add, definitely let us know, and look forward to hearing from you guys, and I hope that you look forward to hearing from us.